just before the pandemic about 2.5 years ago, I committed myself to see how far I could go with the chances I got to play as competitively as possible. Since then, I've had the chance to do better than I ever could have hoped. I went 9-0, winning my first Yu-Gi-Oh! Day tournament in 2020 right before the pandemic. I had the chance to go 7-1-1 twice at 2 different 500-person regionals, getting 10th place both times, one right before and after the pandemic. And I got the chance to get 2nd place at my first ever 3v3 tournament, with our team getting $300 in credit. So, whatever your next step is, whether it's winning locals, getting your first invite at a regional, a top, or anything beyond that, I hope this series helps you grow as a player as it helps me grow as a player, and I share my journey alongside you. This is the Road to Nationals. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Yugioh PD, your Yu-Gi-Oh! Professional Development. Today I'm excited to launch my Road to Nationals mini-series here on the channel. At the time of recording, we are 1 week out from Nationals, so I will have a part now and then a little bit of a vlog and recap next week after Nationals takes place. So yeah, before we get started, we will do a quick sub shout out to all of our new subs of the channel. Thank you all so much for joining and supporting the channel. We just hit 500. That is absolutely amazing. I would like to try to see if we can get to 1,000 by the end of the year. That would be incredible, but this would not be possible if it were not for you all who love and support the content. David, Brendan, Alex, Midius, Maverick, Junior, Mateo, Roldan, Victor, Diego, and Lanky. Thank you all so much for joining. It means so much that you're a part of the community. And if you like what you see, please consider sticking around, leaving a like, subscribing really does help the channel. And if you'd like to be included in the next sub shout out, make sure your subscriptions are public should you choose to join the channel, and I'll have you included in next week's video. With that said, we'll go ahead and hop into our first episode of the Road to Nationals. This is going to be your prep guide. So, we'll cover just a few basic things here. These are things that I'm sure most people are aware of, but we will touch on nonetheless. The first thing we'll talk about is the overall event prep, talking about travel arrangements, deck list, registration, and everything you need to get started. I had the chance to kind of go through and do all of this myself, and I'd like to put something out for those who haven't done it, or at least haven't been to a Nationals in a while and want to kind of skip some steps and have a guide on how to do that. This is what this is going to be for. So, first thing is first. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. As always, all the information here that I'm showing on screen will also be available as links in the description below. We will start with this main page here for the information on the NA Championship. So there are a bunch of different things here, including information on how to register, the event schedule, all that good stuff. FAQs, everything is here. That's kind of where I started to make my way through with help of some of the Konami staff. And then registering, we'll talk about that in just a second. They have a link here that is provided that you can go ahead and hit, and that will take you to Konami's new registration site to do stuff online. And you go ahead and log in. If you've not created an account, you should go ahead and do it. I highly recommend registering for the event in advance. It will make your check-in in your life a lot easier. So I'm going to go ahead and log in real quick, and then we'll cut right back. Okay, let's go ahead and hop into the event prep guide. The first piece I want to go ahead and showcase is just the information site where everything is around Nationals is here up on screen. And as always, the links will be down in the description box below for those who are hunting for it. You'll have a lot of general information here, as well as other pieces here along with the registration. If you go down about halfway or so, you will see an option to register for the event, both for the main Nationals and the Dragon Duel event. You can go ahead and click that, hit OK. It will take you to the external site. I'm already logged in just for the sake of the video, but if you can go ahead and log in, it'll say up here, or create an account. And then once you're in, it is very simple. If you click events, after you've built your profile, it'll show you any upcoming relevant events. Sometimes you'll have to search for it specifically, but in this case, we have Nationals already present. You can hit details for that. And then from there, it'll take you to the main page about the event, give you a little bit of info, and then you can register. In this case, I'll just go ahead and I've already registered. If you haven't done that, I highly recommend doing it. It's obviously free if you have your invite. for the main event, of course, and it's you can always upload your deck list later. So what I mean by that is, let's say once you register, you're going to go back to your events, and then you can go ahead and click on the event you've registered for. And here it just tells you this is when you need to submit your deck list by July 15th at 11 Eastern time. That deck list can be submitted at any point. You can also request a feature match here. In this case, I will go ahead and showcase my deck lists. So you can go in and click that. You can always create new ones. It's very intuitive to work through. I'll show you just that. If you go ahead and edit the deck list, you can obviously name it. It verifies it. Obviously, that's what you need to save before you can move forward. And in here, if you want to add a card, just say Effect Veiler. You type that in, hit search, you click it, and then you can type how many you want to add, 1, 2, or 3. And then if you click add, it'll go directly to the main deck. If you check side deck, it'll go directly to the side deck. And obviously, if it's an extra deck card, it'll automatically put it there for you. So once that's done and you have it saved to your liking, you can go back to your deck lists and then download the PDF. It spits it out right on your desktop directly as the deck list itself. So it should have ideally your name that you created the profile with filled out, your card game ID, or whatever else you've put in that you might want to change. It may have an old name or old ID. And then from there, it'll have your deck list. So all you'll really need to do is just fill in a few key pieces. If you haven't done this, I highly recommend it. Even if you're on the fence about your list, it is a lot easier to have the entire thing printed out. And then if you really need to change stuff on the day of or the day before for register day, just scratch out those few cards and write in what you need instead of trying to rewrite your whole deck list. It is much, much easier. So that is how you register for both the event and the deck list. And then the last piece that I want to touch on is the Clear Health Pass. That is something that they have required to either demonstrate for you to have a COVID test that is negative, I believe, within 24 hours of the event. Don't quote me on that. Please check the site, or create a Clear Health Pass should you have already been vaccinated. That link I have provided is here. You just simply type in your phone number, send you the app. It'll give you a link on your phone. You download it, and it walks you through. It's very simple. Just take pictures of your vaccination card, whatever, upload it, put in a little bit of personal information, and then you're already good to go. If you haven't done any of these steps, it takes about 10 minutes. I highly recommend it. Then your travel day is so much easier. The last thing I would recommend keeping on hand are both a copy of the regular registration form pre-filled out, as well as a secondary copy of your deck list pre-printed out as well. I'm just the kind of person that likes to, even if I've done everything online, still have stuff in person as well. The only other thing to note here is about late check-in. There is an option here. There's some information on the site if you scroll down about how to check in on the day of as opposed to the day before. Given if you have travel restrictions or different things like that, you just have to contact them ahead of time by email, and they list all that information. So I say all that to say, the biggest factor for me when I perform well at an event is my personal health. If I'm scrambling to register and all that stuff and I can't get it done in time, it freaks me out. It screws up my day. I'm not prioritizing my food, my sleep, my health. That's what impacts my ability to play. My deck should already be done. My understanding of the meta should already be done. So I just wanted to do this quick walkthrough for everyone on prepping for the event and showcasing that. And with that said, this is a little bit of a more short and sweet video. Just wanted to put something out in between for everyone who needs that extra bit of support and walkthrough to take care of getting ready for Nationals. I will obviously be there doing some vlogging and stuff like that. Excited to see and hang out with a bunch of people and just experience Nationals for the first time for me in about 9 years. For some other folks, the first time in about 2.5 years. So either way, really excited for the experience. Can't wait to see you all there. I'll have one more video coming out midweek that'll kind of help you prepare for Nationals a bit by taking care of yourself. I really think it'll be very important to kind of share that and go through. I'm really excited to showcase that. And with all that said, I will see you all at Nats. Later.